What it do? What it do? Welcome back to the Turdome, man. This is episode 2. We're going to keep this party rolling. We want to start this off with saying these views expressed are our opinions, not designed to treat nothing or to cure anything. It's just our opinion. Again, we don't own the music to this, own the rights to the music that's playing before this video. So let's go. Let's pick it up. First, we want to thank everybody, man, for your comments, your likes, subscribing to the page. We hope you got something out of it. And stay tuned and keep coming back. So we're going to pick up where we left off. What is manhood and what does it look like? Again, this is me, James Edwards.
Antonio in the building.
What it do? Let's go. So today's topic is going to be on how men handle sensitivity, how it looks like in relationships, and how do we deal with it. So let's start it off. Man, I got to get his coffee up there as early in the morning.
Yeah. Just got off work. You hear me? All right, so what's the first question?
How would men deal with sensitivity?
Well, I think most men overcompensate with masculinity.
Okay.
So the average man, that you got some cats that embrace their sensitivity and let it run them. I think we talked about that before, about getting in front of your emotions instead of behind it. So that's actually a good question. Men handle that shit different ways. I think the bad way or the negative way to deal with that is to not know yourself. I think knowledge of self is everything. As a young man, you do childish things and immature things because you're still learning. You're trying to understand, you're trying to embrace yourself, and then you're trying to fit in at the same time. Some of us, not all of us, some people don't care. But in embracing sensitivity, I know coming up for me, I remember my father tapped me on my chest. Real quick story. I remember I was talking about a young lady, I can't remember her name, but I think we had stopped talking or we stopped messing with each other. I'm in the car looking like this, and I'm like, and my father was driving, and he popped me in my chest like, BOW! He was like, be strong. You understand? And it wasn't a negative thing, you know what I'm saying? But, I straightened up, you know what I'm saying? I popped me right up, right? But then I remember years later, my father, I was about 21, and my mother and father went through a little situation, and I was living, me and my cousin had a place, and my father, he was always this strong, like, gorilla to me, just bear, just, high, big chest bone, thick thigh, just masculine guy, right? I've never seen my father cry a day in my life. I never even seen his eyes get watery, okay? He comes to me and he be talking, and before he left, I was like, Dad, you okay? And he turned around, and he was about to break down, man. And I've never seen that in my father. And at 21, I was so caught off guard, and uncomfortable. And I actually felt more compassionate for him because this man never cried in front of me, nothing. Yeah. So what I did do was I looked away because I felt that saved his face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you understand that, but growing up with a father like I had, I wasn't supposed to see that, and I knew that.
It saved his image, his superhero image.
Yeah. And I just was like, all right, Pops, I'm gonna check you later, I wish I could go back to that moment because I would have hugged and embraced that man. But again, you go through life, you live and you learn. But I remember talking to my mother because at this time I was close with both of them, very close with both of them. And my mother told me, yeah, your father said, you almost made me cry in front of my son. And it just goes into, that's just a quick story about, sensitivity, man. I just wish that if I could go back to that moment, I would have embraced my father, you know what I'm saying, as a man, as a young man. But I just didn't know what to do. And then I felt so compassionate for him because I knew that I wasn't supposed to see that. But I wish I could have hugged him like it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, so It looks different for everybody, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It looks different for everybody, man. I just say knowledge yourself, man. Just embrace every part of you. Embrace your emotions. Just don't let them control you.
Exactly. You know, you said a lot, man.
Yeah.
You said that you had never seen your father cry or even get teary-eyed. When it comes to sensitivity, I think that's the main problem, or the main negative, the negative side of sensitivity, is that men don't know what it looked like. You know, my dad was one of them, another strong dude. I mean, I've outweighed my dad by 100-some pounds my whole life, but he just was this big dude to me, and we never saw. As men, we don't see emotion because, like I said, we're always taught to play football, baseball, wrestle, bikes. You know, don't cry, don't hurt. But we need to learn, like you said, we need to learn how to embrace those feelings, because they are a part of us. And if you don't embrace them, you just walk around possibly angry all the time. You know, I think that's the balance of having a mom and a dad in your life. Because your dad is going to show you that strive to be a man, but your mom will show you and teach you the sensitivity side. And just, I think if we go our lives as men without some type of connection, like you said, first you got to know yourself. You got to know what you like, what you don't like, what you can compromise with, what you won't compromise. And knowing yourself, you can start showing people how to teach you. I mean, how to love you and how to treat you. You know, and it just helps you to go through life a lot easier and not so aggressive. And that's just my take. Like I said, I'm blessed to have my mom and my dad in my life. I had my stepdad.
His mom was awesome, by the way. Your mom's is dope, man.
Man, hey,
I love your mom's already. 2.5 seconds, man. I love her.
That lady is the heart of this family, man.
Yeah, she's dope, man.
One thing I can tell you about my mother, man, is that she's a straight shooter. She don't give it to you without no chase. If you don't want to know the truth, don't ask her. You know, and she also put that sensitive side out there for me. She was explaining to me as a kid, you know, if it hurt, cry. It's okay to cry, but don't be down there and crying. Get back up. As the man, you're supposed to be able to know how to fall and get back up. Yes, it do hurt. It hurt. You talked about the young lady that you stopped talking to as a kid.
You're just gonna bring that back up, huh?
My fault. Because it made me think about my heartbreak, man. I can tell you, it was 1997, man. I was dealing with this 97, 98. I was dealing with this young lady, man, and I never forget, man. I went over her house, and her ex-husband was there, and the dude had on some hooping shorts, some Timberland boots, and a t-shirt.
Straight out the 90s, baby.
And he was playing the PlayStation, and I'm looking at the dude like, yo, this dude must have been here all night. You know, and we broke up, and I'm telling you, man, for like a week, that was the worst emotional roller coaster of my life.
Yeah.
I was at work, they were sending me home, like, yo, you at work crying. I never, so like when you don't really understand emotions, those are the things that you go through, because I was fighting with, I cared about this lady, but I'm a man, I'm not supposed to care. Okay, she did. But when you don't embrace your emotions, those are the things that you suffer with. You lose it. You fall apart.
Yeah. Damn. Going back to what you said. All right. So the sensitivity thing. A lot of times, people don't do self-reflection.
Oh man.
Self-reflection means, constantly looking at yourself, diving into yourself. We as human beings normally do a lot of this. Pointing the finger. Sure. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. You can't grow pointing the finger. Mm-hmm. The only way you're going to grow is to look at self.
Yes,
so if the person did something and you felt as though they were 99.9% wrong, you got to look at the 1% you played in it. Mm-hmm. And the 1% is just your existence alone being there. You understand? You got to look at the part you played and what you could have done differently. That's the only way you grow.
Yeah.
And so many folk are so used to pointing the finger because it's self-preservation. People are so self-absorbed. It makes you feel better because you did this, you did it. That's why I'm in this situation, because you. But if you acknowledge your part in anything that you do, you can grow from that. Mm-hmm. And see, with this sensitivity thing, if you keep it 100 with yourself and realize where you're at and put time into why you got there or why you get there or why you feel a certain way, you will be able to deal with the outside world better. See, a lot of people can't deal with themselves. If you can't deal with your own mind and your own world within yourself, how do you expect to deal with other individuals? I want to say motherfuckers.
Yeah.
How you deal with other individuals?
That's how you feel.
You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with other individuals if you can't deal with yourself? So that sensitive part come out when you're dealing with other people and something happens and it triggers you.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is know your triggers. You understand? You know what to back away from. You know how to handle situations. And this is trial and error. You know, as we go through life, we all have triggers. You know, when you're in relationships, one thing us men know is women got that lip, that tongue. They ain't gotta beat you up physically. A woman can mentally destroy you with her tongue. And that's why a lot of cats go different ways with dealing with their situation because they can't take it. Me, I know how to walk away.
Facts.
I know how to ignore your ass.
Big
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
Big
And I've learned through my walk to pick a queen that won't lyrically assassinate me.
I like how
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I shy away from stuff like that. You know, I like a woman that can build a brother up. Not saying she won't keep it 100 with me. I need that. But a woman that feeds my spirit, my soul. I don't need a woman building me up 1 minute and then telling me, "Oh, you ain't shit" the next minute because she mad at me. Like that's a roller coaster. And one thing, as a man, when you look up to people, you attach to people. For instance, I'm gonna say your queen, and you allow her in your spirit, and she builds you up. That's what relationships all about. It's the vulnerability. They also have the power to bring you down. You know what I'm saying? Once they mentally getting here and here, they can fuck your shit up. So you got to be careful, you know, what you choose it. And not saying that that you can't survive that, but it's a whole psychological thing when you got somebody right next to you that's supposed to be your ride or die or your queen or your king or whatever, and they tearing you apart, telling you all the shit you don't do. Then you start second guessing yourself, like, wait a minute, damn, I'm that bad? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I don't deal with none of that, man. So what helps me to deal with anything that I'm sensitive about is that, first of all, I don't put out the energy to play games with people.
Facts.
I show people utmost respect. If there are even times that I raise the bar. So you might be acting a certain way, but I still come in there as a gentleman. I still come in there with my Teflon on as a man. You understand? Even when I'm dealing with females, they might be on a low level and playing games, and I just stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, once you start to play them games, then people really think they can play with you. It's certain events I don't go to because I'm like, I don't want these niggas to play with me. I don't want people to think they can play with me. So it's certain things I don't do. If you crack a joke and I feel it's not funny, I'm not gonna bug you. I'm not gonna, but I might not have no expression either. My face would be just like this, you know. And I'll carry on to the next conversation. I won't entertain it, you know. Being a brother that's dark skinned, when I grew up, you know, I heard all types of jokes, you know what I'm saying, about being dark skinned. I felt bad about being dark when I was a little boy. Now I got embraced by the older generation, but kids my age, it was an issue. I remember some girls were saying, like, you cute to be dark, or if you was a little bit lighter, I give you my number. Like, I remember hearing that in my single digit years, you know what I'm saying, like 9, 10 years old, then 11, 12, 13, it was like, yeah, you cute to be dark, you know, just a little bit lighter, like I heard stuff like that. And then I still got my share, you know, I ain't gonna sit here and I still got, you know, everybody wasn't against dark skin brothers. I love you for it.
Hey,
but you know, it was a
man.
lot of. But growing up, and you know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. You know, 80s was my adolescent single digit into my double digit, and then 90s was all my double digits. You know what I'm saying? I graduated in 97 from high school. So 97 was my, you know, my big years, my big double digits, and then 80s I was the single to the double. Like night and day, you know what I'm saying? Once I hit like 16, 17, 18, it was like all of a sudden I was popular. It was like real cool to be dark skinned, you know what I'm saying? But it was a time where it wasn't that. And I call all them jokes like, yo, nigga need a, well, what they say, nigga need a flashlight on the bullet to hit you, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I still feel like I was so black. Like, if I met you and had a conversation with you one time, if I seen you the next day, you wouldn't recognize me. That's how black people had me feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because they were just like, yo, you black, oh, yo, you black, yo, you black. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, I'm that.
I'm black emperor.
You know what I'm saying? So people didn't know they affected me that way, and people had no idea that it was affecting me that way, but it did. What saved me, I think, was I went home to a mother and father where my complexion wasn't an issue. I was just Tony Macaroni, Tony the Tiger, Tony, you know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't an issue. I didn't go through that in my household. But certain family members, I remember saying like, yeah, they used to talk about, yo, that boy black. You know what I'm saying? Even my little cousins. Like, and shout out to Jason. Jason was one of them told me about Aunt Joyce. If you watching this, yeah. But, you know, those things that I was sensitive about coming up because I'm like, yo, what, you know, I still wish I was lighter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I still wish that my skin wasn't so dark as a young kid. Now I love the sun. Matter of fact, I'm the first nigga in the sun. Like, I love the sun beating on me. I don't mind getting black or dark, however you call it. Like, I love the sun. You know what I'm saying? I've learned to embrace me because this is who I am. You know, fleshly, this is who I am. I love all of it. You know what I mean? But again, there are levels to different things, and I got so many different stories that I can get into with my complexion and all that. But I don't want to be so self-absorbed in the podcast. I would just say that the better you know yourself, you can build yourself and prepare yourself for the outside world. Because no one's perfect. We all have shortcomings. We all have things that we don't want to, you know, admit to, or wrongs that we did that make us feel bad, or just things that's delicate to us. And all I'm saying is, when you respect others, you respect yourself. Oh, and a lot of people disrespect others because they don't respect themselves, and you gotta recognize that. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah. You know, man, you hit on a lot right there. And I like how you made this personal without getting all into your personal life. But and I think men go through that. And with what I like that you said, I mean, I liked everything, but you said something about vulnerability. And as men, that's a word that we don't, I'm gonna say, subscribe to. Because as a man, you can't be vulnerable. And that's for a whole other reasons. Vulnerable, you can't be vulnerable in the street, can't be vulnerable in the job. Can't be vulnerable in life, but that is a big problem when you can't be, like you mentioned the queen. If you can't open up and be vulnerable to your queen, who's supposed to be there to build you up, then y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all doomed to fail. You also said something about knowing yourself. I know a couple of years ago I started reading these books, man. I've had these books my whole life by this guy, Miles Monroe. A couple other books that I read, some T.D. Jakes books. And I started, and not to get too biblical, but I started praying like, okay, Lord, this is what I want, and tell me how to get it. And I didn't like his answer. His answer was me. I was the problem. Like you said, I blamed everybody for why things was going wrong. But when I looked at me, I was like, man, you know, and it's taken me, I'm 49, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I started making a change at 44 when I started realizing my image of what, like we talked about the first show, my image of a man was wrong. So once I realized what the true meaning of a man was, I could get into being vulnerable. I can get into knowing myself, fixing what's going on. So now I can deal with emotions when stuff happens. I can deal with it appropriately. Either I can go hard with the negative sensitivity, or I can be like, you know what, let me back up and regroup. And as men, that's where we need to really soul search and get in touch with. Get rid of this, oh, sensitive is for females. It's not. We all come from the same place. It's just how we access and how we deal with it now. Like you said earlier, If you deal with it a little more on the feminine side, you will need to reel that back in a little bit. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive, but when you just crying all the time, everything is complaining, you need to go and evaluate yourself because something's going on, you know. And as men, we, like you said, we all grow. Age is just a number. It has nothing to do with your maturity level, has nothing to do with your emotional level. But as we grow, sensitivity and emotions become easy to handle because we understand them and we understand where they come from. Shout out to your mom and dad, man, for embracing you when you came home. That you know, like, baby, it ain't you, it's them. You know, and that's another part, a stable home. You know, if you was able to come home and get some comfort, that was good. If you came home where they were saying, "Oh, you black," like,
yeah,
we don't know what might
what's up, Choco?
Exactly. Exactly. So shout out to your mom and dad, man, for being supportive, man, with the color barrier.
No doubt, man. Yeah.
Oh man, see this is a good segue into the next topic. How do men deal with sensitivity within a relationship? You know,
Man.
since you brought up the queen, let me let you kick that off.
Well, man, okay, shit, where do you start, man? Okay, so wheel it back a little bit. You know, us as men, you gotta think about it. When you hear a woman, say you in a townhome or you're in an apartment complex, and you hear a woman going off, and you hear going off and screaming and yelling and, you know, just cussing, not in danger, but like she going off. You won't call 911. You just gonna be like, what's going on? But the minute you hear that man, who the fuck you? It's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. So what I mean by that is, us men need to understand our place. You understand? It's certain things that once we do it, the alarm go off. And our presence already a threat. You understand? Just for the fact that we men. And this is not putting down the queens of the land at all. This is about men.
Yeah.
Know your place, bro. We got a strong stance. That's why if a man and woman come into a confrontation, it's a little different when a man comes in the car. You got to be real careful with your words, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because real men understand real men. Even matter of fact, all men for the most part understand another man.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when a woman answers the door. It's another thing when a man answers the door. You understand? So let me start there. So when a man reacts with sensitivity, it doesn't actually come out feminine. It comes out very aggressive. The sensitive part is what triggered it. Like hair-like, something very thin, something minor. And what the fuck? And he making ruckus and going all off when it don't have to be that. You understand? Sensitivity is being loud for no reason. Being sensitive, you know, it's like me and you walking, you brush against me, you looking at me funny. Excuse me, brother. You know what I mean? That's knowing who I am. Because I already know me getting into it with you is not gonna solve anything for me. It ain't gonna bring me no money, ain't gonna bring me no peace.
It's gonna make it
you know
worse.
what I'm saying? And then, you know, at the end of the day, what am I gonna get from it? I'm not so sensitive where as though we bump, I gotta fight you. You know what I'm saying? Now when I was 15, it was different because that's all I knew. Fuck nigga, what's up? You know what I mean? Because we put on this tough exterior. Because when I went home, trust me, I wasn't thinking about none of that shit. But in the street, I'm thinking like, yeah, we bump, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Whereas though, as a grown man, and boom, like, damn. Yeah, matter of fact, if you looking at me, I'm like, bro, you alright? You know, I know how to deal with stuff like that because I'm not sensitive to minor shit. You understand? And this came from me knowing myself and diving into myself. Us as men, when we get sensitive, violence happens. People die. People get hurt off top. Same thing with women, but we talk about men. When you sensitive to things, you make rash decisions on things that are not concrete, meaning that you make decisions off of how you feel, not because you thought about it. This how you felt, pop. And then you let your mind follow your emotions. So you didn't even, if you did think about it, you didn't process it in a mature way or in a positive way or in a way to make you stronger. You gonna reflect on it and think about it in a negative way. Oh, I'm just take the bump. He bumped me. What you think? I'm a whore? What you think? I'm a bitch? You got some cats that maybe they felt as though they might have been skittish in their teenage years, right? Or in their single digit years, right? So as a grown man, they still trying to convince a motherfucker, I ain't a bitch. But it's all inside their head. So they thinking about shit that happened to them when they was 12. So the minute he get into a situation with another man, he reflecting who he was when he was 12. And so he gotta let you know, but really it's to prove it to himself. And that's that sensitive shit that you gotta get in contact with. That's that sensitive shit you gotta get to the bottom of. And motherfuckers out here dying because of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You destroying yourself over that. That's why you see so many brothers go through so many hardships and then calm down, because they actually go through the realization like, wow, I caused all this havoc, man, all because of this and all because of that. And some brothers get through it, and some brothers never do. You understand? But at the end of the day, when a man becomes sensitive, it's like King Kong and Godzilla. Like, it don't look sensitive. We don't see, it don't necessarily have to be tears. It can be very aggressive, but it's still being sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Everything you don't have to entertain. You know what I mean? I try to holler at a girl, she don't want to give me my number. Yo, fuck you then, bitch. Like, what the fuck is that? You ain't get the number, so she a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you meet a girl at the club, she don't want to give you no pussy, you mad? Okay, take her home. Still be a gentleman, bruh. Be strong in who you are. And I just think that a lot of brothers don't have pride in what they represent. And they so into their emotions, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, to me, that's feminine. Ah, then fuck you then, bitch. If you take them actions and
step your game up.
But if you take those actions and put it on a woman, they almost fit. You know, the brother try to get the number, he can't get the number. Oh, yeah, fuck it then, bitch. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you very feminine, very childlike. Dang, I don't give you my number, so now I'm a bitch. Where that's at? Or damn, I don't want to give you no pussy. So now you don't wanna you know, play me to the left and disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about your character, bruh. You gonna get all your panties in a bunch because she said no? Like, that's your only shot? That's all you got? Like, you limited to her? She the last one on earth for you? That says a lot about your character. It make you look weak. And so many cats are responding like that. It's like women are scared to say no to a man. That's a goddamn shame where a woman is scared to say, I don't want to give you my number. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's crazy. Matter of fact, I had a nigga flatten full of my tires. That's some feminine energy. Matter of fact, motherfuckers is like, yo, that's a woman. I say, no, it was a nigga.
Yeah, that's some
it was a brother. It was a man.
Feminine character.
A man. He ain't want to see me with these. He slashed my motherfucking tires. What man do that? You a man, bruh. Come see me. Come see me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest. Like, yo, come see me. You slashed my tires? You know what I'm saying? Nigga done seen me several times in person, but slashed the tires. See, that's what I'm saying. So feminine energy doesn't necessarily mean shedding tears and boo-hooing. Nah, it's slashing tires. We know females for doing slash. Even females said, nah, ain't no man do that. A man did that. Wow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that's come crazy. On, bruh. You know? So, you know, you got brothers that kill each other over women. You know, kill each other because, you know, like our prime example, man. This is a very sad story, and I'm gonna back off. But a man, I'm gonna do a point blank. A man with a woman, they have kids, they live together, they married, they get a divorce. That man worked for that house, built that house up, his kids in that house. They get a divorce, the woman gets the house. Okay. The man drive past his house and probably goes look at it often. Just look, you know, his kids in there, his woman in there. and he looking at the life he used to have. Regardless if he want the woman or not, that house is valuable to that man. But guess what she does? She moves another man in that house that used to be that man's house. So now you got another man around your kids in your house. Now, like I said, this is a broad story. I'm not getting the details because there's so many stories like this. I don't want no one getting offended that I'm telling their story and that I'm messing up the details. I'm not going to get detailed at all, just the bottom line. So, man used to live in the house. Man don't live in the house, divorced. She moves another man in the house. That brother goes to that house and kill that man.
God.
Now, this is what I'm saying. I know it hurt.
God.
And I know it was hard. But when you love yourself, you're not going to do that. When you have a purpose outside of yourself, them kids still need their father. Them kids still need their mother. And if this guy that's in there is a decent guy, then you still winning, brother. Because this is the world we live in. This is life. This can happen to anybody. This is the world we live in. So what I'm saying is, if there's any way you and that man can have a conversation because you care about your kids, that's awesome. But the main thing is to have a relationship with your kids. That's the main thing. Are y'all okay? How is such and such in the house? How's a boyfriend? Are you treating y'all okay? Only thing you can do is be supportive, brother, and protect your kids. Now, if your kids are okay, you gotta be able to swallow that. You might not be okay, but you gotta be able to swallow that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. That's where that testosterone and that masculinity come in a way that it preserves you. Okay, because that territorial shit, it don't work in America. We ain't out in the wild in the jungle. We was in the jungle, it'd be different, but we ain't, because you shot that man. Regardless if you bang yourself after that or you spend the rest of your life in jail, no one wins.
Nobody.
No one wins. You know what I'm saying? Your kids don't win. You don't win. You reacted off your emotion. And this is a very sad situation, you know what I'm saying? But this is the life we live. And so, yeah, that used to be your house and you worked hard and you used to bring home the groceries and whatever. But now it ain't yours. It belonged to her and that new guy. And they in that motherfucker doing all kinds of shit, nasty shit, and he in there with your kids, he got your position. How the fuck you supposed to deal with that? How do you handle that shit with a sane mind? It ain't easy. But that's where that masculinity comes in. That's when that knowledge of self comes in. That what's your purpose in life comes in. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than your ego. You know what I'm saying? That's where all that comes in. That's where you need something bigger than yourself. You gotta go outside yourself to get through that. You know? Think about your children. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. If he doing stuff to your kids and all that stuff, then, you know, hey, some things are above the law. You ain't gonna do nothing to my kids. And I'm not putting no energy out there, but all I'm saying is you ain't gonna hurt my kids. But if this man is being decent with the children, then you gotta swallow your ego and let go of that. You understand? It's no longer your house, bro. You know what I'm saying? So now you have to deal with it from a supportive standpoint, because you get more bees with honey than salt. So maybe if you now get to the point y'all ain't under the same roof, now y'all can build a bond of co-parenting. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though she crack a slick out the mouth and you ain't even, okay, no problem. Pick them up Friday. Well, Friday ain't good. Get them Thursday. You know what? I'll see what I can do. No problem. You just keep your manhood, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes being passive is being a man. Not entertaining every little thing. All that sensitive shit. You know what I'm saying? Who you think you talking to? Let them have let them spend all that energy with that. Think about when two men fighting in a boxing match with UFC, and you got that motherfucker doing all this shit, and then they get in the ring, and you got
he get knocked the fuck
out. He get knocked the fuck out, because that's what men do, man. You ain't gotta do all that talking. She cackalack and all that, and not all women do this, but these are situations where it's though I want to talk about preserving your manhood in a situation where you're dealing with a hostile woman, or in a situation where it's not working out in your favor, kids involved, you losing things, possessions and all that. Where do your manhood come in? And this is what I'm talking about. So all I'm saying is, when you really bout it and you know who you are, you ain't gotta do no talking. Be a man of action. You know what I'm saying? She going off at the rip. You know, Friday ain't good enough. Why you can't get them Thursday? She don't care about your schedule. She could be mad for whatever reason. You know what I do, what I can't. You know what I'm saying? You being calm like that, it keeps you in power. The minute that person get in your head, that woman get in your head, she transfer that energy to you, and you absorb all that shit. Now you going to work, man. You driving the street, man. You fuck up, wait, motherfucker. Now you a whole different man because you let that situation, because you were sensitive to that situation. Now you all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And who knows who you gonna take out on next? I feel sorry for the motherfucker that's twirling his thumbs and bump you by accident. You know what I'm saying? You see how I just connected that story? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, man, when you find a purpose greater than yourself, it takes ego out the situation. Fuck all that ego shit. You know what I'm saying? Live long, live strong. Don't entertain the bullshit. And honestly, words they might hurt for a moment, but it's momentarily. You ever realize that emotions go up and down? You never stay like this forever. You know what I'm saying? You always come down. You know what I mean? Even if you're unhappy about something, you get moments of joy. That lets you know that you can stay here or here. But you gotta realize and recognize what takes you there and get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? And that takes self-analyzation. You know what I'm saying? All this time you put into the anger, put into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Put into yourself. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, you know, what do I represent as a man? What am I doing out here? Who am I? Look in the mirror and ask yourself these questions. Spend hours doing that shit. Fuck a party, fuck a club. Yo, look in the mirror and just, yo, what do I represent? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? Do that shit. All right, go ahead, bro.
Nah, hey, it's real. I'm swinging in a different direction. You're absolutely right. A man that's in control of his sensitivity, his emotions, is a true man. How I feel like it plays out in a relationship is that when a man is in control of his emotions, he controls the situation. Cause like you said, we know women talk all day and they lyrical assassins. I like that. I'm gonna use that. You know, but when a woman runs up against, my opinion, when a woman runs upon a man who is in control of who he is and, like you said, his purpose, she realized, yeah, I'm not gonna be running my mouth too much. You know, we also control the narrative in a relationship by knowing your purpose, saying, look, babe, this is the direction I think the family should go. This is the way I think we should move. And women show more respect for a guy who's in control, because now she can talk to you without that ego and break through all that false manhood, and y'all can have an honest conversation. So I think in a relationship wise, yeah, when you're not beating your chest all the time, you said it best. You get more honey. What you get? More flies with honey than you do salt.
You go more bees with honey than
there
salt.
You go. when you calm, cool, and collective, and you ain't beating your chest, man, you gonna get a better woman.
No doubt.
That woman gonna be up there in the morning cooking you breakfast in the morning. You know, making sure that the orange juice is freshly squeezed and all that, because you know how to control yourself. Good word, embrace it. Right. You know, that is where we start changing society, is by changing ourselves, looking into who you are, building a better family structure, having that bond where the man and woman are on the same page, everybody understand their purpose. Then you have a child, a boy or a daughter, a son or a daughter. But when you raise them in a household where everybody is talking about emotions, everybody control their emotions and they understand emotions, now it's a butterfly effect. They go out in the world, raise more kids the same way. You get rid of that false sense of what manhood is. And like I said, I just believe in the relationship wise, a man who controls his emotions and is aware of his purpose, that relationship will last up 50, 60 years, you know, because they can sit down and talk. Wife might be having a bad day, or you may have done something, you left the toilet seat up one too many times. And she coming in, baby, I done fell in the toilet. As a sensitive man in control, baby, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? You told me about it. I'm gonna go and make sure I'm gonna go and get this toilet seat that when I leave it up it turn red, when I put it down it turn green. You know, but if you and the man who's not in control of your scent, don't worry about it. Just wipe the toilet seat off. You know, so all I'm saying is
pick your battle.
Pick your battle. You know what? Pick your battle.
Here's one thing I'm gonna tell all men, especially young men, man. Be careful who you have kids with.
Woo.
And be careful who you get your last name to.
Facts.
Two detrimental things, man.
The energy that comes out of
those
that.
things right there alone can give you a hard life. A very hard life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, you know, continue, good brother, but I just wanted to throw that out there, man, because that's everything, man. Who you have kids with and who you give your last name to.
You know, what you saying, man, is a whole nother topic. But what I like about what you're saying is, as a man who's in control of his emotions and know who he is, at some point you gotta stop dealing with 14, 15 women. Because like you said, who you give your last name to you have a child by determines the future in your legacy. If you sleeping with every Jane, Mary, and Sue, and all of them are negative, what do you think your child gonna be? When the child come from negativity, they gonna be. I mean, it's niggas in the street, niggas in jail, niggas dead because they came from a negative, hostile environment. So you're right. Who you sleep with, who you had kids with, and who you marry, is a major part of your being a man. Right or wrong is whoever that person is, but what do you get when you get the wrong? What do you get when you get the positive? So controlling yourself, controlling your emotions plays a part in how you move forward in life.
Exactly.
You know, and like I said, the young dudes, because the old dudes my age and your age, we done already did it, and we realizing like, oh shucks, this my life could have been so much simpler. So if we can reach these young dudes and tell them, then whether they listen, that's on them. But if we can tell them like, listen, you need to find you one shorty that can or can't cook, preferably cook, can clean, understand what she was meant for, and stick with it, we might can change society. You know, and that's the whole point of this podcast, man, is to try to just talk about issues that men don't normally talk about and to tap into those areas of our life that we haven't really dealt with or even explored. You know,
let me piggyback.
Talk to me.
You were saying, you know, in choosing the right woman. I'm gonna say, be what you want to attract. You understand? The best way to meet what you want is to be the example. Law of attraction. So don't get me wrong. Law of attraction works both ways. You don't necessarily get things that you want. You get things that you don't want. For instance, if you're a guy that work out and stays in shape and all that stuff, doesn't mean you necessarily won't get a queen that respects your body. You might get a chick that just want to hump on you and carry you on the arm, but really gonna be fucking every other nigga out there and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you're always gonna put like this. Life is not fair. Life is not about fair. You know what I'm saying? And being a good dude and a stand-up guy and a man know his purpose don't mean that your life is gonna work out great. This is just having the concept and being who you are. And this is about being at peace. So that when you on your deathbed or when you close your eyes, you can rest. Because you feel strong in who you were and what you stood for. You're not on edge or in discomfort because the life you lived wasn't up to par who you wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know who you are and what's going on inside here. No one else do but you. And so life is not fair. You can be a decent guy, you can be a stand-up man, and it still can be unfair. You know, that's just the life that we live in.
Yes,
so
sir.
The manhood thing is the idea of manhood and who you are, just your whole existence. You know what I'm saying? Like 300. We all seen 300. If you haven't, it's a good movie.
Spartacus.
Them individuals, those men stood for something. It was a purpose outside themselves. They would die for it. Matter of fact, what they say, today would be a good day to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to my children and my queen and who I protect, I die for them in a heartbeat. I go to jail for them, everything. You know what I'm saying? I protect them. That's my being. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to go out here and fight over a parking spot? Hell no. Do I want to die over a parking spot or because me and you had looked at each other funny? Hey, brother, have a good day. I have a purpose that's bigger than myself. You understand? So, life is not fair. Everything's not going to work out. If you follow all these guidelines in this podcast and read 1,000,000 books and do everything diligently, don't mean you're going to end up with the best woman that respect you. Don't mean that your kids going to grow up and respect you.
Not at all.
Only thing you can do is be the best version of yourself. And in your tenure and your time on this earth, in the physical form, you can be at peace on what you represent. Because let me tell you, when you do wrong and you never come to terms or peace with it, it haunts you.
Oh, man.
It haunts you, and it turns you into something worse. You know, a lot of people talk about, and people talk about, you know, people who lose their mind. You know, what kind of demons they facing. Because all that stuff real, man. The one thing about the world that we live in, it is very mystical. Look at the sun, moon, star, quasars, and all this stuff. That's mystical. But man ain't put that up there. Man did not put this up here.
Not at all.
The fact that me and you breathing right now, yo, we didn't create none of this.
We didn't keep it up there.
We come from we create each other through the naturalness of our existence. But a man can't sit up in there and say, okay, here's a man, let me put him together and build a woman. Like, it don't work like that. This is out of our control. We do what we naturally made to do, and then out comes the baby. You know what I'm saying? And then we keep procreating, and it keeps happening over and over again. Life is mystical. Very mystical. So I have a very what's the word I'm looking for? I have a very humble approach to life. It's so much bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a peon in the universe. So by me being meek that way, it keeps me strong, because I don't entertain every little thing out here. You know, this world is so big. Well, I'm entertaining that little piece of whatever just happened. No matter how it impacted me, I'm not entertaining that. You know what I'm saying? My existence is much more. This world is so much more. You know, so I look at the bigger aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm able to deal with hostile situations better. That's why I'm able to move a certain way. And again, no one is exempt. You know what I'm saying? You know, life is gonna be what it be. But I guarantee when I rest, I'll be able to rest at peace. The only way I won't be able to rest in peace is that I wasn't able to finish what I began to do, and which is secure my children, my queen, my family. You know what I'm saying? When I leave this earth, I want them to be as well off as possible. So in that sense, of course, you know, I don't want to leave before that's done. I would love, my goal in life is to see my kids. That's how deep I want to go. Healthy though. I don't want to be on no breathing machines or nothing like that. But if I can see my kids, take me away. I'm out of here. I'm good. That's me. I'm already thinking, you know, 80 years down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see some things. I want to see what I help create. You know what I'm saying? Procreate in this world. I want to see my seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to be able to see that in the physical form. So backtracking to this world is a mystical place, man. If you just look at it like that, man, you won't be so egotistical to take over or run shit that are so small. You understand? You will know your place in this huge universe, man, and be more of a student. You know what I'm saying? There are times where it's though you're going to poke your chest out and protect and serve and things of that nature. But by being self-absorbed or for a negative of a negativity, being negative and self-preservation, you know what I'm saying, are not good things. You know what I'm saying? They don't represent nothing but the bad energy in the world. And so all I'm saying is, man, just one day, man, when you get a chance, man, just look up at the sky, look up at this beautiful place that we in, and understand that it's so much bigger than me and you. You know what I'm saying? And what are you going to do to make things better? You know what I'm saying? And if you had a raw deal, and if you had a fucked up way, man, be strong and show another how not to live, how they should be thankful, how they should be grateful. Like, be strong in that. It's weak to fold. Anybody can just become a victim and stay a victim. You know what I'm saying? It takes strength in coming out of that victim mindset. And I have compassion for any victim of anything. of any circumstance. But do you want to stay a victim?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, fuck that, man. You know, your father wasn't there. Well, be the man that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, then search for it, look for it diligently.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do it feel good when I do this? Do it feel good when I beat my woman? Hell no, I know it don't. I know it don't. So get to the bottom of that shit. Get that bitch up out you, man. Be a man. You understand? You want to punch something, go punch a punching bag. Do something that's going to physically have you fit. Do some fucking push-ups. If that's not enough, do some more. Nigga, go run 10 miles. Go run till you fall out. Before you put your hands on your motherfucking kids some shit. Go run it, motherfucker. I guarantee by the time you finish, you too tired to hit anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, put that energy into a positive place. You know what I'm saying? Stop taking it out on innocent motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You hungry and shit, you gonna rob the motherfucker coming home from work, going into the grocery store, going into his home. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, man. Poverty is a motherfucker, man. This shit ain't gonna never be, what can I say? This shit ain't gonna never be
easy.
Be level ground. It ain't.
Nah.
But what I'm saying is, man, why attack the motherfucker that's doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? It's rules and all kinds of shit to this game. And all I'm saying is, if it's not your lane, don't fuck with it. If this is a everyday go to work motherfucker, don't fuck with him, man. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna go a direction that's in your lane. That's all I'm gonna say. Stick to what's in your lane, man. Leave the innocent motherfucker. Leave the civilians out of shit, man. Leave the civilians alone, motherfuckers. I'm going off. Go ahead.
Nah.
I'm going all the way over here.
Man, we done gave them two good aspects of man controlling their sensitivity and how that play out. If you play it out in the street, you're gonna be one way. If you play it out in a relationship, it's gonna get the same, result. So we gave them the negative and the positive of not controlling emotions and the positive sides of how. Not only are we better, but we make our surroundings, our environment better when we control our emotions, whether it's children, relationship, work, or just life in general. Like you said, we not gonna have it easy. Life gonna throw a monkey wrench in there because that's what life's supposed to do.
Cheers to that.
But when you control your emotions, you can kick that monkey wrench and keep it rolling, fall, scuff your knees, but you're gonna get back up and say, okay, let me see where I fell off at, how to pick it up. And keep on moving. You want to learn from that monkey wrench, So today was a good show, man.
Bad moments help you appreciate good moments.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Bad experience help you appreciate good brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I have so much appreciation for my brother right here because I seen the other side. You know what I'm saying? I've been around, a situation where motherfuckers is tearing at me or motherfucker got a gun in my face. You think I don't enjoy sitting here with my brother, having a great conversation?
Positive conversation.
Man, I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? This is where I live at. Good energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it's like not to have that shit.
Facts.
You know?
So, as always, click that subscribe button, man. We're going to post this video. We want y'all to leave some comments, man, because we do go back and read them. Subscribe to the page. Let's keep this conversation going, man. Until next week or until next 2 weeks, we out.
Peace and love.